now watching Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
All right, we are here and we are back for another episode of Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. Of course, you see me, I am Perry White, and you hear me, and you see the man with this wonderful hat on. Hey, you tipped your hat to the camera today, to the people?
There we go.
There we go. He's the man, the myth, the legend himself. My man, the Hall of Famer, house full of trophies.
Oh, really?
Roger Cador. Coach, what's up?
Not too much. How you doing, Perry?
Doing good, you know, of course.
Neurosurgeon.
And my man Garrett Edgerton on rocking and rolling with us behind the scenes. Of course, we didn't get a chance to do last week because we had about 7 inches of snow on the ground here in South Louisiana.
Yeah, it really threw off a lot of things, pushed back things. So, you know, but we got through it quite well. You know, a lot of, I mean, it was a once in a lifetime event the way it happened. That thing whipped around, went to Corpus Christi, to Houston, to Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Mobile, Pensacola. And it didn't touch any in central and northern Louisiana. That's what's so weird about it. I just whipped around and, you know, it's a once in a lifetime event, as they said, you know.
I think you probably would have had a good calling at being a meteorologist. I like how you just did the whole map and pointed at the places and called out all the geography spots.
Well, you know what? I had a chance to work do it because Kelly Hennessy used to, when she worked for Channel 9, she used to bring me on the show with her, and she wanted me to do the weather. And I said, Kelly, I'm so afraid. I've never done this. I may mess. She said, Coach, it's easy, but I didn't do it. But now I could do it because I have more confidence about how I can play around, put my fingers here, say, this is here, go here, here.
You know, looking at that weather pattern, right, you're born and raised here in the state of Louisiana. This was one for the record books, considering how much snow fell in a short amount of time. And at some point, it was almost blizzard-like conditions with zero visibility and the amount of snow that was coming down. I think they were saying 2 inches an hour during the time in which that snow was falling. But for you, just thinking back, have you ever seen just that amount of snow falling down that quick here in your lifetime of being a Louisiana guy?
Yeah, I've seen that probably almost, but it wasn't how much fell. It was the way. As I try to put a diagram through Corpus Christi, this thing went around Dallas. Miss Dallas went into Corpus Christi, Houston, Lake Charles, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Mobile.
Everything along the Gulf Coast.
It just stayed there. That's what's so weird about it. It stayed right along the Gulf Coast. So, and normally that's going to be the warmest spot during cold weather. You got me?
Yeah, that Arctic air that normally will settle, if it does come south, it'll settle around that Arkansas area, maybe just that North Louisiana. It pushed down a lot farther, so that precipitation that was coming off the Gulf met it. Normally what will be rain for us, but when you're talking about getting temperatures down to 11 degrees, 20 degrees, you know, you hit that wet weather, and then we get that. We were Chicago and New York for a day.
That's right. Arkansas got it pretty good too, didn't they?
The last time, that actually skipped over them this time.
Yeah, okay, skip that. I mean, yeah. Well, that's good.
So go ahead.
Well, you know, we had a lot of things went on too. We had some Hall of Fame people got into the Hall of Fame.
And let's talk about that because, of course, your partnership and relationship with Major League Baseball, a lot of people you know, and because of that, you in the know about a lot of things. So let's go through Major League Baseball Hall of Fame names that were mentioned and what you thought about the names that were called.
Well, you know, I like the fact that the more and more the older writers get out of the way and bring in more contemporary writers. They, you know, older writers were never going to put a Dave Parker in, CC Sabathia. And if we go back to Dick Allen and somebody else, they put in Dick Allen and another guy got put in. I can't. And I was hoping you would remember.
I don't even know where you're going with it.
Well,
there's plenty of names. Yeah, I'm not
these
sure.
people went in the Hall of Fame. You know, And then obviously Ichiro, we knew he would go get in. Again, if there were a bunch of older riders still on, there would be some people not voting on the first ballot. You know what I'm saying?
And what seems, in your opinion, personal opinion, those older riders coming from a different way of thinking, what would stop them, in your opinion, from maybe putting some of those guys in?
Well, it's just those guys never played in they had their opinion. They placed too much value on their opinion and rather than the players. Nobody's perfect, and it's only been one player to go into the Hall of Fame perfect. You know who that was?
It was that
Mariano Rivera. You got me? And he's been the only one. And when you think about Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, them only getting 80% of them guys are sick, man. Those guys, you know, they didn't give Beirut all the vote. They didn't give them to Joe DiMaggio. They didn't give Stain the Man Musial all the vote. I mean, it's just a lot of people that they did, you know. But these people may put a Barry Bonds in at some point, or Roger Clemens. You see, Barry Bonds, they can say what they want about Barry Bonds. He was a Hall of Famer before they allegedly started using steroids. He was a Hall of Famer, okay? Now, if we wanted to go back in history, and amphetamines is illegal now. That's all they gave players. They used to throw them in the clubhouse. They called them greenies back then.
Greenies?
Man, that's what players, they knew in the dog days in July and August, September, they were beaten down and the greenies got them through, which was amphetamines.
So if that's something that was a part of the culture,
yes,
a lot of those guys kind of stuck with what they knew.
Right, and the thing is, the writers knew about it after steroid became illegal, but they never wrote about those players took it, which it became illegal. You understand what I'm saying? But they never wrote one word about it. So why beat up on a guy who allegedly didn't use it when he had some of his better years, and you're beating him up for using it after? It doesn't make sense to me. But those riders, you know, they're going away, and a new breed of riders are coming in, and they're gonna look at things a lot different. And
so you seem to the new breed of riders, or where we're going to kind of get away from that old way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old way is going to be going by the wayside, you know. And we're living in a different time now, you know. It's a whole different world we're living in, and people look at things differently.
Do you think the new riders will kind of flat out forget about the past a little bit?
Well, I don't think they'll forget about the past, but I think they won't dwell so much on it and not look at the future we're living in, the time we're living in.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna look at the time we're living in. You got me? As a part of everyday living. That's what they're gonna do, and that's why I think and know Barry Bonds and Clemens and McGuire and them guys. At some time they'll get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Talking more about the names that were mentioned in this Hall of Fame that you were looking at.
Well, I mentioned Dick Allen, and we weren't able to pull out anything. He went in, but Dave Parker, I saw Dave Parker. I saw him play at the best of his career. God, he was a really good player. And then Ichiro, saw him, and I saw Dick Allen play, obviously. You know, I thought they really was going to hold. Dick Allen was a rebel, and being black, I thought they would hold it against him. But they knew he was a great player and should have been in. And they said, you know, it's time to let the guy in. You know what I'm saying? Open the door, let him in. So
looking at Ichiro, he was a cultural phenomenon, considering looking at opening that door to that Asian market. For you looking at just where he was and the high level that he was able to play for the Seattle Mariners all those years.
Well, you know, Ichiro came in, I think he was 27, 28 when he came over here. And what he did was just phenomenal. He averaged 200 hits for just 8 years in a row or 9 years in a row. Averaged 200 some hits a year, you know, and end up getting 3,000 hits. He got 3,000 hits in here, and he had like 1,500 hits in Asia, in Japan. I mean, just crazy numbers, you know. And he was not a big guy. You know, he wasn't as big as Chris, but he was just, you know, he was a really good athlete. I mean, Ichiro could swing the bat and play defense on top of that.
Now you look at where baseball is now, even using the Asian market, and we even seeing it with the NBA. We're starting to see things move beyond from coast to coast of America and go beyond it, because the NBA is even talking about adding some Euro teams now, because you're starting to get a lot more European players, and you're seeing in America, in American baseball, not only from our brothers and sisters down in the Caribbean, but coming from Asia, because baseball is really exploded over there. And you see it, especially when it comes down to the Little League World Series from that area, Chinese Taipei and all of those other teams. Those kids are very polished when you look at fundamental baseball.
Yeah, the thing is with the Asian kids, they're not going to be physically stronger like American kids and the people from the Caribbean and European. They're not going to be physically, but you get an Ichiro and you get a couple a tonic. You get things are changing. They eat more McDonald's over there. They eat McDonald's got a few growth things in there, you know.
They're getting bigger now, huh?
Oh yeah,
the hormones.
Hormones. Oh, once they let McDonald's in that door, it was all over. You know. So, but what Major League Baseball is looking at, that Asian market is so big. You know, they got more people live in Asia than anywhere. We got 8 billion people in the world. 5 billion of them are in Asia. So, you know what I'm saying? Just one part of the world. So, Major League Baseball estimated, because Ichiro, I'm saying his name right? The guy that played, not Ichiro, that played with the Dodgers. They signed the big 700 million.
How you say his name, G?
Shohei?
Shohei Ohtani. It estimated that 90 million people watched the World Series because of him. That's they put 90 million eyes that they normally wouldn't have. That's why he's important to Major League Baseball. You got me? And so they're saying, estimate with the 90 million people that they added, if a tenth of them buy apparel and stuff, look how much money they're going to make.
No doubt about it.
See, so these people look at numbers, and they look at big numbers, and then they make the big numbers, put the small numbers into it, and they come up with a figure. See, that's the way they look at it, you know. It's better to have 1,000 people giving you $1,001 each than one guy giving you
1,000.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the way they look at it. That's the way they do it. It's so beautiful to sit in there and watch some of them brilliant guys come in and throw numbers at you, and the way they look at it. They got the computers. It's all such a beautiful thing. You got me? And that's why the smartest man that may be running Major League Baseball is the people he got working for him.
You're only as good as your team.
Only as good as your team. See, this is why I wish some of these people here could get out of their cocoon and go to a situation like that, so they could see how business really operates. And you could learn a lot. You see what I'm saying? You'll learn that you're not the most important thing because of your title. And You know if you're the president, you know you're important, or the commissioner, you know that. But boy, them other people you got in there, you got to keep them working. You got to let them do that thing so they can make you look good. You got me? And they know it's a team and they want to make you look good. You got me?
And you want them to grow and go beyond the walls of where we at right now.
That's what, and they know they're going to have a good career. You know, so unless you make people feel good about what they're doing and giving them some leadway, you're gonna be spinning in the mud. You got me?
Well, let's get ready to take a break right here, pay a couple bills, and we'll be right back with more Chopping Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White.
Smart Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge because BTR is so close and convenient. They're always one step ahead, rather than dead on their feet. So, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Hey, it's Jimmy Ott with ESPN Radio. Both Coach Roger Cador and I have gone to Dr. Dale Poliz for years for all of our dental needs. Dr. Poliz uses the latest technology in preventive dental cleaning, digital x-rays and night guards, restorative tooth-colored fillings, porcelain crowns, complete partial dentures. Zoom whitening, you can whiten teeth 10 shades in as little as an hour. Dental emergencies for infections, broken tooth, or restoration when things just go wrong. Most insurance is accepted. Dr. Dale Poliz and Dr. Larry Oob, available Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., 926-6899, and PolizDentistry.com.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights, gravitate towards something out of this world, even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. Breck, we're more than a playground.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry. Keeping strong to the Louisiana culture, Acadian Frame and Art has numerous local artists and sports team memorabilia for their customers to choose from. Whether you're creating a gallery-like setting in your office or simply looking for some fun art for your kids' playroom, Acadian Frame and Art is your one-stop picture framing spot. Call 225-927-6129 or go to www.acadianframe.com.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador, Against All Odds. Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against All Odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against All Odds. Get yours today by Cador & Cador Publishing. You are now watching Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
All right, everybody, we are back with more Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. I am Perry White, and my man right here sitting to my left is the Hall of Famer, Coach Roger Cador. And Coach, you always are good with recommending places, and the place that you can recommend is right down in Panama, just in case people decide to want to leave the country and go have a good time.
Yeah, and this is a good time of year to go. It's Carnival down there. Mardi Gras in New Orleans, Carnival down there. And they do it for 2 months. They'll do it, and a lot of people go there and have a good time. And what they do in Panama City, everybody leaves the city, they go to the interior, to the smaller cities or smaller towns, and they enjoy themselves. There are a lot of cultural things that take place, but the place you want to stay in Costa del Este, which is right there in Panama City, is the Acadia.
That's it.
Acadia. And it provides the luxury. Oh my goodness, you got to go there. You got to go to the rooftop where it's going to give you a view of the city. And it's such a beautiful sight. So, and you could see the ships entering and exiting the Panama Canal. And the beautiful thing is, listen to this. Where else can you go on the same day, see the sun rise in the east and see it set in the west? You see it rise out of the Atlantic and sets in the Pacific. That is so beautiful. You can sit right there and see that happening. Nowhere else in the world you can do that that I know of. I don't want to say they can't, because the world is such a vast, beautiful place. But Acadia, you can go there, and I guarantee you will return. Sort of like MacArthur told the people in the Philippines, I shall return. you will return.
And when they get there and they go to this place, what should they tell them?
Well, Roger Cador recommend me. And if you say that, you're going to get a rate discount. You're going to get a discount. And I just think it's such a beautiful place. You can't beat it. I mean, it's a 5-star place, and the service is definitely top notch. So I recommend that you going down there any time of the year, but this is their high season right now. It's the great time to go, and the food is really good, and they got a little bit of food from all over that's there, and I recommend you trying to do the local food too, because it's really good, really good. But you're still gonna have all your other traditional, Italian food is big down there. I mean, they got some good Italian restaurants down there, so it's a lot of good places to eat.
Let's have a conversation about something I've been seeing, especially and particularly in black college football. And it's two sides to it, because I'm seeing it in the MEAC and we're seeing it in the SWAC, right? And I've seen coaches who have been around 20, 30 years who have been very opinionated about it. Then I see a younger generation like myself who seem to have thoughts about it. But the traditional coach going along with the former NFL player coming in to be the coach. And I say that because, like, Prairie View and Alabama A&M were both looking for coaches this year. Prairie View goes and hires Tremaine Jackson, who comes over from Division II Valdosta State. He took the Valdosta State to the Division II National Championship this past year. They lost in the championship, but nonetheless, he took a program that understands and has a culture that's built off a tradition of winning championships. Sam Shade comes over, has some success at Miles. Alabama A&M hires him. These are the two traditional coaches who have been through the process of understanding, starting out as maybe as a position coach, moving to a coordinator, then getting the head coaching position. On the other side, I look to the MEAC. Deshaun Jackson now being named the head coach at Delaware State, and Michael Vick being named the head coach at Norfolk State. Doesn't come from the background of traditionally coaching. We're not coaching beforehand, but now being head coaches put in that position. Your thoughts are looking at the guys who come from we call it the big leagues, is the NFL, the former NFL guys with resources and friends that, you know, can help programs being named into these positions compared to the coaches who have been coaching and understand what it's like to come up through the coaching ranks?
Well, they looked at what happened at Jackson State with Deion Sanders. That ship has come and gone. Mm-hmm. Those guys are who they are, and you know, they don't have the experience and just the ability to deal with not having. Those schools don't have all of the necessities. You got me? Mm-hmm. And they're gonna have to learn to go and raise money and bring people into the program that can help financially support it. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be the key. And I'm thinking that's why they're hiring them.
Yeah.
That's the only reason those presidents are hiring those guys. It's because they're thinking they're gonna do what Deion did. Well, it's probably not gonna happen, because people who are gonna give up big money want to have someone they can trust. They want to be able to trust. Can they trust all those guys? Now, the guy at Tennessee State is a trustable guy.
Eddie
George, clean cut, got the kind of thing that companies don't mind investing in him. You got me?
He was recently interviewed for the Chicago Bears head coaching job.
There you go. I didn't even know that. Mm-hmm. But my point is, he's got the kind of pedigree that fits what they're going. Michael Vick is, and we all want to forget and forgive. I mean, he's got that dogfighting thing. He lied to the owner that he wasn't part of it. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That will follow him for a long time. You know, people take animal cruelty serious in this country. Mm-hmm. You almost can do cruelty to a person, but not an animal.
Not no dogs, for sure.
Yeah, you know. So, you know, you got to be careful. Deshaun Jackson had some issues in the NFL. See, they don't know all of that stuff follow. Now, I'm hoping they all enjoy a measure of success, mm-hmm. because I got a chance, someone gave me a chance, you got me? I came out of pro ball, you got me? Mm-hmm. And someone gave me a chance. But, you know, these guys, sometimes their egos gets in the way. And, you know, I took a lot of years by staying in the background, allowing the program in the university to get ahead of me. And then I was able to build a program and win. And then I was able to move out of the shadow into the light a little. So that's basically, these guys probably want to get in the light. They just left the big lights. You're not going to come and get right into the light. You're going to take your lumps. You got me? You got to learn to coach. You got to learn to handle coaches and players. They've never done that before. It's not that easy. Plus, you got to deal with that administration. That's a lot going on. And the NCAA that they never seen before. They got some crazy rules out there. You got me? Now they got the transfer portal, and you got a little bit of everything now going on. So it's a lot going on. You got to hire someone who, I think the guy they hired from, you say from Miles and...
Yeah, Sam Shade from Miles went to Alabama A&M. Tremaine Jackson from Valdosta was hired at Prairie View. These are what you consider your traditional coaches. They put in the work, been around programs and places over the years, and now getting that opportunity to coach Division I FCS football.
Right. And I just, like I said, I hope all of the Michael Vicks and Deshaun Jackson and all them other guys do well.
And I'm asking that because now it's like it's an explosion of former NFL players. Now, if you listen to interviews, they're like, hey, I want to coach at a HBCU. So it's almost like everybody wants to use the HBCU as an opportunity to try to test it out. Does that seem like
that's the only place they're going to get a chance?
Is that good or bad for HBCU football?
It's good and bad.
Okay.
There is some good going to come out of it, certainly some bad. You know, every now and then you're going to get a character like the guy who interviewed at Bethune-Cookman.
Ed Reed.
They should have never introduced an interview Ed Reed. And then they wouldn't have been embarrassed. You got me? See, some people put themselves in a situation And then you can't blame Ed Reed for who he is. He is who he is. You know? So, you know.
But if you allow me in your house, don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
And he exploited them once he got in the house. Talked about them.
Put him on the spot, huh?
Put him on the spot.
They ain't like that.
No.
And I'm gonna ask you because, you know, we have this conversation of why they're doing it, because hopefully there are resources and connections of people that they can openly, ultimately open the door to get some type of money and to help facilities. But I gotta ask, you were no superstar coming in, but what you was able to build here was almost what they're asking that their traditional coach to do. But you got a baseball field built here, you got a field house built here, and I'm looking at the fact you was able to do that, but no superstar. You are, I'm not gonna say no superstar, you are a superstar, but started from the ground working up to become that. Through the process, you learn coaching, you learn networking, you learn community building, you learn to go here and go there to get the things that you needed. And you were able to build facilities as a coach that they're looking for these superstars, is to say, to do.
And the shared thing is, people want to deal with people they can trust. And no, I put a lot of years into the community that a lot of coaches here won't do. They won't go in the community. Well, that's why you're going to get your support in the community, not by people buying a ticket and coming and want you to give them 2 or 3 t-shirts. You know, those people are not going to help you. The community is where your support is going to come from. But you got to give something back. You have to give something to the community. And I found out Skip Berkman and I partnering together doing a lot of stuff in the community. And we talked about the benefits that we will reap from it. And we did. We both reap benefit from it because the community rally around us. You got me? So all I can say to people, y'all can hire all those people, but you still got to find somebody who's going to trust them and give them money and trust them. You know, you got to trust is everything, man. Or a good name. The Bible used to say in Bible time, costly and gold are valuable, but a good name is better than all of them. Has more value than all of them. And until you understand having a good name, trust, you can hire who in the hell you want. It ain't gonna work.
Roger Cador, that's a good name. That's why I'm sitting here with you, man. That's all right with me. All right, let's get ready to take a break. We'll be back with more Chopping Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White.
Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time. Smart Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge because BTR is so close and convenient, they're always one step ahead, rather than dead on their feet. So, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport.
Hey, it's Jimmy Ott with ESPN Radio. Both Coach Roger Cador and I have gone to Dr. Dale Police for years for all of our dental needs. Dr. Police uses the latest technology in preventive dental cleaning, digital x-rays and night guards, restorative tooth-colored fillings, porcelain crowns, complete partial dentures. Zoom whitening, you can whiten teeth 10 shades in as little as an hour. Dental emergencies for infections, broken tooth, or restoration when things just go wrong. Most insurance is accepted. Dr. Dale Police and Dr. Larry Oob, available Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., 926-6899, and PoliceDentistry.com.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights, gravitate towards something out of this world, even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry. Keeping strong to the Louisiana culture, Acadian Frame and Art has numerous local artists and sports team memorabilia for their customers to choose from. Whether you're creating a gallery-like setting in your office or simply looking for some fun art for your kids' playroom, Acadian Frame and Art is your one-stop picture framing spot. Call 225-927-6129 or go to www.acadianframe.com.
About to ask you, you sound just like him. Yeah, I talked with him a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Okay. I done had kids. I remember I had a team of kids from 5 different continents back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that amazing?
That is.
You know, I've had a wonderful experience.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador. Against all odds, Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against all odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against all odds, get yours today by Cador & Cador Publishing. You are now watching Choppin' It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador. Against all odds, Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against all odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against all odds, get yours today by Cador & Cador Publishing. You are now watching Choppin' It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
All right, we're back with more Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. I am Perry White. He is the man, the myth, the legend himself with that nice hat on today. Roger Cador, where's the hat from? I know it's out of the country.
Yeah, this one is a Panamanian hat. But it's ironic. It's a Panamanian hat, but I got it in Ecuador. How about that?
What am I supposed to do when got that hat on? Do I sip coffee? Do I read my paper? Do I ride a horse?
No, you do what you want. You know, Panama.
It's a nice hat.
Yeah, got some of the nicest coffee along with Colombia. Mm-hmm. They got really good coffee, man.
Smoke my cigar or something with that one, nice hat.
Yeah.
As we get ready to wrap things up, Super Bowl, right? We got our team set. It's going to be in New Orleans. You said you have gotten the invitations, but hell no, is what you.
Yeah, I'm not going. No, I've been invited, but I ain't going.
Yeah, we got the teams. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is the quarterback, along with Saquon Barkley and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith with a really good defense. The run game, phenomenal. Then on the other side, of course, we got that bad man, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs, who have dealt with a lot this year when you talk about injuries, along with Kelsey. But man, what a hell of a matchup. Kansas City Chiefs going to look to three-peat, to be the first team in the modern era of the NFL to potentially win 3 back-to-back-to-back Super Bowls. And it's like Mahomes just can't be stopped. Either he knows the AFC Championship or he knows the Super Bowl. And you look at his legacy of just having success, instantly getting to the league along with Andy Reid as his head coach. And you look at this matchup between these two teams, man, we've watched both of them get there. The Bills, Buffalo, and Josh Allen cannot seem to get over Kansas City, and then Philly doing what they needed to do to get past the Washington Commanders and their star quarterback, Jalen Daniels. Now you look at this, man, what's your thoughts on both these teams as they've been working their way now to what we have as a Super Bowl setting match?
Well, Kansas City's going to have a little tougher time with the Eagles. Eagles are a little more complete team. They got the passing game, they got the running game, the defense is good. Oh, and they got a quarterback that is pretty dual. You know, so I really think Kansas City is in for an upset. I think the Eagles got a chance to upset them. I don't know if it would be an upset, but beat them.
It would be an upset. I believe it will, because you just look at back-to-back champions winning the Super Bowl. You know,
it's hard.
It is hard. And now Patrick Mahomes has his name out there in the lore of one of the best to ever play. You know, his a few more championships, and Garrett and I was talking about it, like, do you win so many Super Bowls and then do you call it quits, or do you say, no, as Garrett said, to go for the top? Tom Brady clearly with 7, it's like, all right, I got to go for the top. And you know, Patrick Mahomes, I don't even think is 30 years old yet.
Yeah, he can go for a lot. He got a chance to go for a lot. If he stays healthy and they keep putting the pieces around him, you know, they're not staying pat. They keep moving pieces around, especially running back, wide receivers, and try to find offensive linemen. Of course, the defense. You got to play the other side of the ball with your defense. So if they've got a pretty good organization where they keep putting pieces together. The big thing is, are they going to get price out of the market? That's going to be the big thing. Everybody wants the big dollar, and they may not be able to keep the best players. You got me? Usually that's what happens to teams. They lose their better players because they can't pay them.
But that's happening in college football right now, especially with NIL. And you're looking at Ohio State. Ohio State beat Notre Dame last week, which we didn't get a chance to do a show. But now you're looking at some of the top players from Ohio State that in the past, when a team won a championship, typically the next year those players didn't go nowhere else. You stayed with the championship team. But now money is being lured, baited in front of them to say, hey, you got some of the best players. We'll take you at our team, even though you came off of a championship last year. Whole new world on how to have to re-recruit a team even after winning a championship.
Oh yeah, and it ain't gonna get any better. You know, I mean, it's crazy. That's the best way I can put it. And it's gonna take, what's gonna happen? Because of the pricing themselves out the market, teams gonna price. They're gonna take some people off the market, quarterbacks first, and somebody's gonna get lucky with a quarterback that's gonna fly under the radar and go to the right team and do really good things. You watch it.
And your thoughts of now the black quarterback who used to be, it was almost like taboo. You know, the black athlete was all they used to have in the draft reports, was not good enough to be the quarterback, couldn't read defenses, recommend to move the running back, recommend to move the wide receiver, defensive back. But now looking at a guy even like Jalen Hurts, who everybody thought should have probably been a running back. The same way with Lamar Jackson. The evaluations of saying that the black quarterback could not process good enough to be smart enough to be a NFL quote-unquote quarterback. Now you seeing a guy like Jalen Hurts taking his team once again to another Super Bowl. Your thoughts on that? And then even Lamar Jackson, who's probably going to be the league MVP, just being able to find success.
Now, yeah, I just think that it's the thing with the black quarterback is a thing of the past now. Coaches are smart enough to know that they got to win, and the dual threat black quarterback give them a better chance to do that in a quicker. The Tom Brady quarterbacks of the years are almost all over with. Defense are too good. The rush, the defensive ends, linebackers, they're too good. They're not going to let you sit in the pocket. You have to be mobile. And if that's what we're finding, the mobile quarterback. You know, Patrick Mahomes moves around really good. Jalen Hurts moves around pretty good. You know, and the quarterback for Buffalo,
Josh Allen,
moves really good.
He does.
That's why he was in there. That's why the quarterback that lost to Jalen Daniels moved pretty good for the Commanders. He moved around pretty good. So those quarterbacks gave teams a chance because they were mobile and they can make things happen with their legs and their arms.
Who you going with in the Super Bowl, Chiefs or the Eagles? What you got?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a position now where it doesn't matter to me who wins in baseball, basketball, football, whoever wins. I'm not, you know.
Well, I ain't asking you no more to pick no teams, except maybe if it's Southern. And speaking of Southern, before we get out of here, Southern's men and women doing really good right now. Southern's women with 1 loss in conference play. They're in second place. And then you look at Southern's men, the only team in the conference that is above 500 with an overall record. I believe they're at 12-8. And right now they're undefeated in conference play at 7-0. So
really?
you look at that, man, and you look at the success that they're having. The only undefeated team, and they're in their number 1 spot. Coach Kevin Johnson, who you had the opportunity to go last year and speak in front of that team, who kind of fell short when it was time to get to the tournament, they are really turning the table. He seems to have found his stride here in year 2.
Well, I'm telling you, I thought Kevin would do a good job, and he proved me correct. And maybe that was one of the reasons I went, talk to his team. No, I don't think so, but I just think, I enjoyed talking to him. I don't get to talk to basketball teams much. Matter of fact, that's the only team other than a baseball team I've talked to. And it was kind of him to invite me. He remembered that when he was just a young kid, I recruited his brother, and I talked to him about basketball, and he remembered that,
Former basketball coach and basketball player yourself, so you once again understand both sides of the spectrum of coaching and playing. But when you get a team that's starting to heat up, you're getting into the midst of conference season, sometimes pride, sometimes winning can get to you. How do you, and I listen to Nick Saban say this, but I want to know from your perspective, how do you keep a team to focus on the next instead of focusing on the now and then? The now I'm winning, but then that could be a bad recipe for the next game.
Well, the thing about players and people in general, you got to know when to pat them on the shoulder and when to kick them in the butt. And that's an analogy.
Yeah, no doubt.
You don't literally want it. But so you got to know when they're going to need a little more motivation and they're going to need some fire set on them. You want to let them know they're doing good, but also let them know you could be a lot better if you execute a little better. There's always something you can talk about that can get a team a little better.
Even in the midst of a lot of success.
That's right. You always can say, we're not doing this. We were fortunate to win, but we can do this better. So you got to point out the things, no matter how small they are, to teams about how they can improve and do better.
Yeah. And is that that was your philosophy pretty much, just, hey, let's keep working on the small things, fellas?
Always. Oh, no, the small thing, listen, I realized early in the process, everybody got a chance to be able to do the small thing. Very, very few people going to be able to do the big thing. So let's concentrate on trying to accomplish the little thing so everybody can feel good about trying to accomplish something. You got me?
Teamwork make the dream work.
Yes. Everybody got to be able to add to the mix. It makes it easier. And you know, I remember my players used to ask me, some guys who were never going to play, and I used to give them a lot of love. And it was, Coach, why are you giving that guy love? He's never going to play. I said, yeah, probably right. He probably not going to play, but when I need a ball to be go chased, and bats need to be carried, equipment needs to be done, I said, that guy's going to do that. You know what? A pitcher need extra work. Somebody need extra ground ball. That guy's going to do that for me. Mm-hmm. So he is important. He's more important than they see, because people have a tendency to only see the people on the field playing as important. It's far from that. It's people you don't ever see could be more important. You got me?
That's what they talk about in the NFL when you talk about the practice squad.
Yeah.
The scout team.
The scout team, that's right.
You know?
Them people are important, man. Man, there are kids who never get used to play, but boy, they could get on the boys' butt in the locker room when things weren't going good. They were going to play, but they were, you know, they were willing to challenge players. You got me, to do better. To me, that's where this pricing goes.
Well, before we get ready to get out of here, Coach, as we look for completing another episode, man, anything with you coming up?
Yeah, we got Andre Dawson Classic coming up in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks. We be doing that, and you should see me on the MLB network.
Well, shout your boy out. Say what's up to P. White, you know.
There you go. We'll give you a shout out.
I appreciate that. And shout out the show so everybody know to hit that subscribe button for Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. Become a member today. It costs nothing. What else you got for me, Coach?
And we want to make sure that the attend Chris is having his first pitch banquet. Want people to make sure they come on and support him. Try to make it a success. Make it a sellout. Make him have to go get tables out of the rafters to put down and bring in there. This is a chance for y'all to support baseball.
There you go, and that's the best way to do it, to be able to sell it out, because guess what? Programs cannot move forward without the money and the support. It goes beyond just buying a game ticket. It goes beyond just going on the internet and you hooping and hollering about a win or a loss. It's about putting your money where your mouth is, and you know that more than anybody, because what you have built and created here at Southern University is right now we're doing the show here live at the Roger Cador Baseball Fieldhouse, and right behind me, which is Lee Hines Field. All of this came under this guy right here. He's not Deion Sanders, but he's Roger Cador, and I think you're in more Hall of Fames than Deion.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you won. He trying to win a champion. He ain't even won a bowl game. You won championships and NCAA tournaments, and man, you are the guy. And so, man, appreciate you for completing another episode with me, man. Always, it's good to get that wisdom and knowledge from you, because you've been around a long time and you've seen a lot of things and had a lot of conversations. No telling who all out there we're helping just by having these conversations. So as we get ready to get out of here, we'll be back next week. And Coach, you know, as always, get us out. See y'all next time.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador. Against all odds, Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status and inspiring